All right, let's talk about sharps. If we want to figure out the key signature for a particular key, and we have a hint that it is a sharp key, this is how we go about doing it, okay? So first you want to memorize that the key of C has no sharps or flats in it. That's a given. Also, the key of F major has one flat. Those are the two things you have to memorize. Otherwise, if it's a plain note, D, E, G, A, B, those all are sharp keys. If it has sharp in the name, G sharp major, A sharp major, C sharp major, all of those scales have sharps in them, obviously. But all the plain notes, like I said, D, E, G, A, and B, they are also sharp keys, okay? Now the order of sharps, I like to think of it as fat cats go down and eat bugs, okay? So now when you're given a particular key, let's use the key of E major for example. We want to figure out the key signature for E major. I already know it's a sharp key, right? Because we just talked about that. So I want to think to the 7th degree of E, which really all you have to do is take E, for instance, on the 7th fret A string here, and go a half step lower. Now a lot of people call that E flat, but there can only be one type of note per major key. So for instance, if we're in the key of E, that's the only E we can have. This note can't be E flat. It must be its enharmonic name, which is D sharp, okay? So E, a half step lower, is D sharp. Now all you have to do is count up in the order of sharps until you get to that D sharp. F, C, G, D. Fat cats go down. All right, so you have 4 sharps in the key of E, F, C, G, and D. And if you apply that to the key of E, that'll fill out your whole, half, whole, half combination, creating a major scale. So if we took that E major, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, then C sharp, D sharp, E. Second octave. All right, so that's how you do it. Let's try it in a couple more keys. Let's try it in the key of D major. So find D on your fretboard. We have the 5th fret here on the A string. You can pick any D, it works on any fret or any string. So D here, now we go half step lower. That is C sharp, okay? Now count up in the order of sharps until you get to C sharp. Fat cats, F, C. There's only 2 sharps in the key of D major, F sharp and C sharp. Notice, just like with the key of E major, that order follows true. So you're never going to have a C sharp without also having an F sharp. You're not going to have a D sharp without also having an F, C, and G sharp. All right, so hopefully that helps. Let's do a couple more. Let's do the key of A major. So A, 5th fret on the low E here, or 7th fret on the D. Half step lower is G sharp, okay? So now count up to G sharp in the order of sharps. Fat cats go. 3 sharps, F, C, and G. Second octave. A, G sharp, F sharp, E, D, C sharp, B, A. All right, now let's try B major, okay? I'll give you a second to think about it while I play the scale. 7th fret on the low E, B. Okay, so B major, what is our key signature? First step, go a half step lower. So from B, we go down to A sharp. and you count up. Fat cats go down end, all the way up to that A. So there's 5 sharps. F, C, G, D, A. Fat cats go down end. 5 sharps. Okay, if I told you we had 6 sharps, what key would that be? So now you're going to do the reverse here a little bit. Fat cats go down and eat. So E sharp, okay? So E sharp's kind of a tricky one because there's no black key. So a half step higher than E is really F, okay? So, but we're gonna call it E sharp in this case. So what would be a half step higher than E sharp? Because we're doing the reverse here, okay? So here's E sharp, half step higher, gotta be F sharp, okay? So if we said there were 6 sharps, F, C, G, D, A, E, that must be the key of F sharp major. Add one more on, 7 sharps, it's gotta be C sharp major, because just like with E sharp, in this case we'll have a B sharp, okay? So B sharp, B, a half step higher, B sharp is really kind of the note C, but we gotta call it B sharp. Okay, so a half step higher than that is C sharp. So C sharp would be our major scale or major key when we have 7 sharps. Above and beyond that, you start getting into double sharps, and it's probably easier just to call it a flat key. So also eventually you'll tend to memorize each key and know it right off the bat, and you won't have to do the fat cats thing. All right, so G major, 1 sharp, F sharp. D major, you can also look at the circle of fifths, right? G has 1 sharp, its fifth, D, G, A, B, C, D, has 2 sharps. D's fifth, D, E, F sharp, G, A, has 3 sharps, okay? So G has 1 sharp, D has 2 sharps, A has 3 sharps, A's fifth, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, E, that has, A major has 3 sharps, and then E has 4 sharps, E's fifth, B, has 5 sharps, and B's fifth, F sharp, has 6 sharps, and F sharp's fifth, C sharp, has 7 sharps. So that's pretty confusing, I know, but you want to revert to the circle of fifths there to clarify all of that. But just eventually you'll have them memorized. Start off by doing the formulas, fat cats go down and eat bugs, and then once you have them memorized, things will flow a lot smoother. So I hope that helps. If you have any questions, hit me up.